Ooh, you got a haircut?
I sure did. Like, hold on, cause like I ain't want to say nothing like too fast, too quick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Wait, I already seen it too quick.
but see, look, you know
I,
what I'm saying? Like, just you see that? Like, okay, wait, hold on. Trying to grow the beard.
you gotta comb it out. You gotta comb it out though.
You're right. I want to let it grow first. Let it grow. You know, just my first beard in my life. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you only have one life, so.
All right, like you know. All right, so you already know who it is. It's Juan Whitey, Juan that Nigerian Prince / King. And after me, I have Junior.
This is Junior, new work from New York. How y'all doing today?
How are you doing, Junior?
Well, as you can see, I'm here on time. Welcome to the mesh. Let's mesh it up.
Look, you're on time today, folks.
Shut up. Hey. All right, you got to get your little sauce on in there. I see you. All right.
All right, underneath, we have Miss Adeline Lease.
Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. I hope everybody's having a beautiful day.
How are you doing, Miss Lease?
I'm doing good.
Congrats again on graduating. You know, we graduated
Thank you.
together, you know what I'm saying, 2020. And then to the left, to the right of her, we have Miss Kalita.
Hey.
How you doing, Lita?
I'm good. I'm loving the weather today. It is rainy. I love rainy weather.
It's what they call it, a tropical storm.
Yeah.
Today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what
and then it's gonna rain again Monday, Tuesday.
Damn. I was on the call because remember our guest for this week, he's actually supposed to be joining, which he's setting up right now. He is the one who disagrees with the Black Lives Matter movement. But did y'all hear what happened with Jada? Will they did their red talk and she admitted to finally like sleeping with?
I heard, but I didn't hear what she said yet.
Okay. It just came out today, but she did it when they was like separated. I was just like, well.
Well, the thing is with that, I seen the video on Shade Room, and it looked like Will was like cool with it because they weren't together. Because Will was like, even Will said it. Will was like, I was done with your ass. Like he said it. He said I was done with your ass. He said I was over you. Literally,
wow.
If you have not seen the video, go on Shade Room and see the video. He admitted that he was not with Jada, and that he was doing his own thing too. So.
Yeah, he got a whole girlfriend.
Yeah, so he was doing
allegedly.
But he was, but
not he admitted to it though.
Oh, he did?
No, but you said he said right.
No, I'm saying he. That's what he said. He said he was dealing with someone. Well, he didn't say that. The main purpose of the video was just Jada coming clean, and then Will had an input was saying, "Well, I was done with your ass anyway, so I didn't care who he was with." So it was just like out there because it was on the verge of getting a divorce.
And that's so crazy because Jada that said I would never divorce this man. She said I would never divorce him. Like
Will was gonna divorce her.
I know, but she said that she would never divorce this man. So
she didn't have to. She just had to go step on the side.
But the thing is, even before Jada said she never wanted to get married. She said she never liked the idea. She said that on the Red Table Talk, talking to her mother and her daughter. She said she never liked the idea of getting married. And her mother was like, oh, I didn't know you didn't want to get married. I thought you didn't want a wedding. And she was like, no, I never wanted to get married. Like,
yeah, I agree. Yeah, I see that because it was of the relationship between her father and her mom. Because I feel like I think he was an abusive alcoholic or whatever the case may be. Or I don't know what the case was, but the appearance of how she grew up with her mother and her father, she didn't like the sense of like, oh, if this what marriage is about, then I'm not with it.
Yeah, which I feel 100%. So we gonna come back to the Black Lives Matter thing with the special guest because he's doing his own thing. So beauty standards in social media versus regular women. So when I was a part of that panel, and they was talking, you know, she was giving a whole thing about like her wearing her afro and she would never get compliments versus her wearing like long straight hair. She would get all the compliments in the world. I wanted to say, I didn't say it, but I wanted to say that social media plays a huge part in that for the simple fact that we see social media standards of what beauty is. You know, you have to have the fat butt, a nice slim body, big boobs for women, black women. You know, you need to have all of these different assets that it kind of cancels out the natural woman. You know, now it's like natural women aren't as popular as they should be. And so Adeline, I don't know why you camp down, but because we're gonna start with you, Miss Leaf.
I'm here.
Okay, so
I had some technical difficulties myself, but anyway, yeah. So to piggyback of what you were saying, social media plays a big impact, a big role on how women are supposed to look.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go on these different websites to go buy clothes like Pretty Little Things, Fashion Nova, all these like, you know, nice name brand type of clothing lines, all you'll see is not even skinny girls, coca boobs, big butts. It's like their hips got to be like swayed, and it's like you have to be real. Not every woman looks like that.
Right.
Not every woman looks like that. So it's like in every model, every picture you see, every model, and it's like, yes, they do have plus sizes and they do cater to plus sizes. We get that, but like literally 85% of that website or any website you go see is more of the coca bottle shaped women. And you have to be realistic. Like, you know damn well we don't all look. Out to me was I think last year when Fenty had the fashion week, the lingerie line, and Rihanna catered to that. Rihanna was like, yo, every woman comes in different sizes, different shapes, different forms. And it's like my line, my lingerie line is based on, you know, women's perception. And when you go on social media, it's like sometimes people feel insecure about themselves because they feel like they don't have that type of body, and they just feel lost in a circle. Like they don't know where they fit in because they don't fit into that particular, you know, category. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Khalida, what do you think about social media, the natural women versus the beauty standard versus social media model?
It goes back, like it goes way back to even like just print magazines and like billboards and shit like that. It was always this, you know, used to be like the slim, slender look, and then it evolved into the curvier look. And even with like hair textures, it's always like the straight, flowy hair that's so fetishized, and then, you know, you gotta fight for people to see that, you know, having a natural hair is it too. And then you have even in the workplace where they just now, some places they just now making it a law that you cannot discriminate against a worker for having their hair in a natural state, like curly, tight coils, stuff like that, lock, braids, in that way in different forms, and it just keeps evolving. And I like how nowadays they have like the body positivity movement where there's women who show what real women look like. You know, you might not snap back immediately from having a kid, or, you know, you might have extra meat on your body, or you might be a big guy or girl. And so it's okay. It's okay that you don't look like that. But I do feel like when it comes to social media specifically, there's still that pressure to look a certain type of way. And then it's like that whole, like, you know, that look, you know what I'm saying? And you have to have a certain look. And so I just think that it's important for people to remember that it's okay to not look perfect. And a lot of the times that you see that perfect look, it's like photoshopped up. You know what I'm saying? Photoshopped to look a certain type of way. Everything is also based on image. So just remember that. You got to remember a lot of things is based on image. A lot of things isn't real that you see on social media. Keep that in mind. Keep in mind that, you know, you are who you are. If you want to look like that, then work on it. It's all right. If you want to look like that, work on it. If not, then accept who you are and wear that shit well. That's it.
Period. Look out. She said that well. Mr. Junior, sorry, because I was in my head for a second, because I know.
Hey, how y'all?
Finally, did you get it?
Like, what's up? What's up, y'all? What's up?
Yeah, you have arrived. Why?
You know what? I'll take the blame for that one because I should have did a test run with you earlier today, but you know, it's my fault. I'll take it.
It's always your fault.
Don't do that. So before we get into Jovan and the Black Lives Matter movement, I want to also continue this conversation really, really quick, fast. Junior, even from, because we are both men, we're not women, so we don't, have those type of experiences. Even from a man's standpoint, where in order for you to be lavished or anything, you need to have Benzes in your car, stacks already. Like, what do you think about the perception of how people portray themselves on social media is versus just the natural regular person?
All right, well, with me, just brief for a few seconds. I actually prefer natural. Like, preferences wise, it used to be like that in high school, but that went out the window. Of course, life happens. And now, if the person, the beauty starts from within. Going from albinos to chocolates, everybody has their own beauty within. If you choose to add the accessories, then so be it. Of course, you're doing it in a presentable fashion. As far as the media playing a part, yes, it has been doing so. It's been doing that since way back when, since the days of jungle fever. So this is just a different way, another way of things like that. But I prefer natural. So t-shirt and sweatpants, chilling with no makeup on. That's when you're the prettiest. You get that. So, you know what I mean? I like it smooth, but if we do razzle dazzle, make sure it look right. I get my little shape, I get my little part down the scalp. Let's make it work. Confidence at best. That's what matters.
Here we go. That's it. I'm gonna piggyback off of you really quick, fast, and I'm gonna say I agree cold-heartedly. I think that you should rock your natural skin as far and as hard and as wide as you can. Love the skin that you are in because the Lord put you here. And if you don't believe in the Lord, then the universe put you here in your natural form, your natural self. You don't need to sit over. There's a reason why we're all not the same. And I feel like a lot of the time, social media, you're trying to put us all in the same boat. Like, you need to look alike. No, we don't. We're different for a reason. We connect because we're different. If we all was the same,
Right.
just love who you are and just be yourself. You don't got to sit over and flash everything. Shit, I live in my mama's house. Okay. I'll be out soon, though, Haki. But so we have here our special guest, Jovan Black. Finally, about time. You had some comments here that you wanted to get off your chest about the Black Lives Matter movement. You said that you don't agree with it. Yeah, we all know now. Yeah, we all here. Let me stop. No. So I'll give you 2 minutes to explain because, it's a 2 minute each person. So 2 minutes and
Okay, first of all, thank you guys for having me. You all look very beautiful.
Thank
Thank you.
Definitely. Hi, I'm Jovan Black, as he just introduced me. And for me personally, when you talk about the Black Lives Matter movement, it's not something that I'm completely in full support of. Because for me, when you talk about the Black Lives Matter, when you say Black Lives Matter, I feel like every Black person who is a Black person should be a part of it, should be included. However, when you talk about the LGBTQ community, go for those people. I think when you look at Black trans women who are being murdered, like, you don't hear Black Lives Matter coming out and say, oh yeah, Black Lives Matter or anything like that. Black Lives Matter movement is something that I hear specifically when a Black person is killed by a white cop. And not just a Black person, but a Black heterosexual person. When you talk about the LGBTQ community, like, for example, just by show of hands or anything, like, just how many of you have heard about Otis Bird or B Love Slater? See, never.
No.
And these are women. Not Otis Bird. Slater, she was murdered, and you did not hear not one thing about that person's life. She was found burnt in her car. Her body was unrecognizable. They had to do get dental records to identify this woman, to say, yes, this is who this person is. But you never hear about her because the Black Lives Matter movement never said anything. This was, let's talk about our trans brother, Tony McDade. He was murdered, and you did not hear anything about this person. You don't know these names because they weren't being highlighted in the Black Lives Matter movement. Now, not because I don't completely agree with the Black Lives Matter movement. Let me just be very clear and very, very, very clear with this. It does not necessarily mean that I'm going to say all lives matter, because like I said in a script that I wrote, the culture that we have created for ourselves, that we Black people have created for ourselves, is continuously being taken away and turned into their own. The white people, they're taking it and flipping it into their own. All lives matter is just another way to say, hey, you know what? We hear what you're saying, but right now we want to talk about this. So let's put that on the back burner for a second and start to just pay attention to everybody else, when really it's not a moment for us to look at everybody else, because really it's really Black people that are being killed. Oh, being stopped by a fucking cop. Oh, I'm sorry. Ooh. Can I curse?
Yeah, five. Yeah, you can curse all day. You got 5.
Okay, you're taking up seconds now. Shut up.
Okay.
So
we already knew that was gonna happen. Jovan, you touched up on so much points. Okay, let us dissect. Yeah.
Please do.
Okay, Adeline Lees, go ahead.
Okay, so when Jawan stated that you weren't a part of Black Lives Matter, like, I literally thought so much negative things about you. I was like, what the fuck, this nigga? When you just said what you said, now I understand what you mean. So
right.
What you're saying is like Black Lives Matter does not include all Black people. Doesn't matter if they're trans, doesn't matter if they're lesbians, gay. I understand what you're saying. And I totally agree with you, because it's like everything in a category, you have to fit in. And it's like, if Black Lives matter, why all Black lives shouldn't matter? It doesn't matter if you're, a transgender, shouldn't matter if you're gay, shouldn't matter if you're lesbian. So I do agree with you. And at first I was just going to come at you like, nah, I disagree. But you just twisted my whole thought process.
Right.
Because I do see a lot of, well, I can't say I do see it. It's true. I don't, like the names you just mentioned in the beginning, I didn't know nothing about them. I didn't know they existed. I didn't know anything. But the fact that it's not being, broadcasted because of their sexuality, it is a disclaimer, and it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, it's still Black. It doesn't matter what you represent. You're still Black. You're still dead. So why shouldn't your life matter? Because of your sexuality, because of who you sleep with, or because of who you love? That doesn't make any sense. And it's the world that we live in. And if it's not on the top 5, it ain't gonna make the cut.
Mm-hmm.
So I do agree with you. I do. Okay. That's all I had to say.
Now, Khalida, Khalida Jr., you guys got something that you want to say before I say it? Because my points is always the last point.
Yeah.
I'm saying my points is usually the last point. So yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said this before in one of the episodes. I say this in personal conversation, table talk. I say this all the time. Y'all know I'm ally all day. And so all Black lives matter. All Black lives matter. Not all lives, because we know all lives. You know that, that's annoying. But when it comes to Black lives, that includes Black cis men, Black cis women, that includes Black trans men, Black trans women, that includes gay, that includes lesbian, that includes asexual, pansexual, that includes everybody. Old, young, adolescent, all of that. All Black lives matter. And it's really disheartening when you see a specific community, even though we still Black, but this specific community gets either targeted or they get ignored because like you said, you just named 2 names that we don't even know of, and it's probably way more than that. So, well, not probably, there is way more than that we don't know about. And it's like, we should know about it. So yes, I wholeheartedly agree that all Black Lives Matter, and I do understand Javon's point of view when it comes to the Black Lives Matter movement as a whole.
Okay, it's really okay. Good point. Good point. Junior.
Yeah, in a way, I can actually.
Junior, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
What's going on with the mask?
I just did it because of the little prop. That's all. A little.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I wanted to make sure. You was okay.
With the fedora, you don't need it, but it was a nice little prop.
I hear that. I just wanted to make sure you was okay. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead.
Thank you for mentioning it. But yes, kind of on Jawan's behalf, and of course with Adeline mentioned, I actually can say, like, when I give the mantra, I look at it as like, say, my life matters. It's unfortunate that we can't get to the point in the time where we have to say Black Lives Matter to let it be known in existence. Kind of like when I mentioned how they did in front of the Trump Tower, I don't think they should have went that far. But as we mentioned before, as long as we have it in our culture, in our veins, and in our mentality, that's what's really important. That's what really.
That was it?
That's what we should keep it. I mean, may not keep it there. That's where it's supposed to be.
Okay. No, because my thing glitched. So, I was just like making sure because, it cuts.
Oh, yeah. No problem. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yeah. But yeah, it's just within the heart. It's like confidence. Should be in your veins, should be in your system.
Yeah, that. And now, Adeline, first of all, to say, I wasn't the reason why Jovan told me that he disagreed with the movement. That's what his word. That's number one.
No. You said, well, I have a friend, and my friend disagrees with Black Lives Matter. I'm like, how you disagree and you Black?
All right,
but
see,
now I understand.
Because those words, and I was like, okay, how do you disagree with
your friend because he was bashing you.
I asked him, I was like, how do you disagree with it? And he never told me. I agree with you 100%. It's unfortunate, but I do think that there is some sort of progression that's going on. I do hear the talks now, even from heteros, that say like, yeah, like all Black lives do matter. It's not only a separate thing where if you're Black LGBTQ, then your life doesn't matter anymore.
Right. I just feel like it shouldn't have to take for people to really be pressing this hard. If you're going to say Black Lives Matter, then it shouldn't be a case where people have to be pressuring the heterosexual to really think about this other group of Black people. It shouldn't have to be that way. It should be just as automatic as everybody else's life.
And I have a question as well, right? Because I'm thinking, like, what if, a couple months after today, something comes out, another policeman shoots a Black person, and then that Black person, after they do the autopsy, they found out that person's a transgender. You get to body and see how the person died or whatever the case may be. You have to really wonder, right? How would it be projected? So say, for example, it was videotaped, person's been killed or whatever the case may be. It's on air. And the next thing they found out, well, he's a transgender. Like what you just said, would it still be a riot? Will it still be a commotion in the city? Would it still be like, oh, you killed my brother, you killed you killed my friend? Would it still be
and the fact that you even have to ask that question is like, that's how you know it doesn't happen.
Yeah, it doesn't happen because it's gonna be like something they're gonna push under the rug. Because it's crazy because even it should like I said in the beginning, it shouldn't matter what your sexuality is. You're still Black. You was born Black. You came in this world Black. It doesn't matter what you represent. So if I have to question that, does that even make sense? But it's the world we live in.
All right. So go ahead, Junior. Continue. I'm sorry. Couldn't hear you.
I'm saying, based on what Adeline just said, as far as, what difference would have been if we found out when they mentioned as far as George Floyd had COVID, what difference or relevance does that matter now? If he had it or not, would it have changed his outcome of his death? Or like what Adeline just said, if they found out now that George Floyd was gay, what difference would it make? The purpose is just, acknowledgement, so forth and so forth.
I don't know.
I just know based on what y'all saying just now.
Right. I don't know what it is with this gay thing. Like, I don't get why that word intimidates so many people.
Right. I'm glad you mentioned that because it should be just as a person, anything like it's like somebody say somebody murdered somebody. A person murdered a person, young man, old man, that's it. As far as a Korean man did it to a Haitian, that's right, that's irrelevant. That shouldn't really fucking matter.
Like, you're black first. Like, I'm gonna see your skin color first before I see anything else. I mean, that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But Adeline, I just don't like that excuse of the word that you said, like, that's just the world that we live in. For me, it kind of gives like an excuse for why things are just happening. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that. Like, it shouldn't be the world that we live in. I don't want it to just be, oh, well, that's the world that we live in. No, something needs to happen. Change needs to happen.
Something needs to happen, but you have to understand the names that he just brought up. Did we even know about them? No, we didn't. So it's like when I said it's the world we live in, it's because that's what's being controlled. They control what they put out there. The media and everything they control. Unless, there's like a thread on Instagram or Twitter where the situation with Breonna Taylor wasn't even on the news. It was threaded on social media until it became to put on the news. So like you said, we have to do changes, but sometimes people don't care about these transgender, like our own people don't care. So it's like we have to identify, okay, do we really care about their sexuality? The person's still dead. Let's make it known. Let's help this family out. But like I said, the world we live in is totally controlled. So if we had to make changes, we have to like stop being biased and stop, living in our own fantasies and put that person first and share their story. It doesn't matter their sexuality, it doesn't matter what they represent. We have to, it comes within. Because if we want our Black lives to matter, we have to stop being biased to others. We have to put out there like, yo, this person died. He was a transgender, but he still died. Absolutely. Make that a threat.
Absolutely. And I wholeheartedly agree. That's what I mean. Like, that's the change that needs to come and happen. So we're going to get right into 50 Cent, what 50 Cent said about Black women. Blood was boiling. Okay. So 50 Cent he stated on Lil Wayne's interview that he doesn't like himself. He wants himself he's attracted to exotic women. Now, I don't necessarily know if he was necessarily aiming this towards Black women and I'll get into that in a second, but he was talking about how he wants himself as an exotic woman. And he was basically saying that he doesn't like the irony of the angry Black woman. He was talking about the long hair in the hood, Tim's, it was something that he said. And I know, Khalida, you had a couple of words that you wanted to say about this, but so go ahead and say it, and then I'm going to come back. And then
I mean, from what I understand, it was something to the effect of him saying that, he liked exotic women. They usually come from families that are well off. Black women are usually associated with the struggle, and they be mad at him because he chooses to be with the more exotic woman. And he kept saying exotic women. That was his words. Mm-hmm. So now, boom, off the bat, for me, when it comes to 50, like, I just be sad when I hear little things like, not little, but when I hear things like that, because I'm of a musician or artist. It's hard for me to be one of those people that separates the artist from who they are personally. Like, I love 50. I'm a diehard 50 fan. I'm a diehard G-Unit fan. Specifically, Banks is my favorite rapper. Like, I love hip hop. And 50 came and he made a mark. And then he became an entrepreneur. And he's an amazing mogul. And so, along with other people too, but we're focusing on 50 right now. So I feel so disappointed when I hear that, because it's like, when you think about his situation with his baby moms, right? Black woman who was there with him through the mud. And at some point she did hurt him. She admitted to that in an interview. And he correlates that pain and then the pain for when his mother passed away. And he said that he was upset with his mother for leaving him, not realizing that, you know, it's not that she did it on purpose. This is what happened. But he correlates that pain with Black women. So he kind of like, that's he's a grown man. So when you have grown adults that's already set in their ways, that's how they live their life. And so 50 sees that in the women that he's with. And so to him, the women that he's with, the more exotic woman is more easier to deal with. According she comes from a family that's well off, so it's not associated with the struggle, which is what reminds him of his past. So 50, along with a lot of Black men, is very like, how can I say that? How can I say? Like, he's just very, I mean, it's a lot of trauma to him, for him, and he spews that out in the most hateful ways, even with the way he even came at Notori. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the way he was OD trolling her on fucking social media and shit like that. The way he treats Black women, the way he was with Vivica. It's very easy for him to feel dismissive because these women in his life who he was close to, at some point to him, they hurt him, they left him. So he correlates this exotic, and a lot of Black men are like that. A lot of Black men associate this exotic image and this exotic woman and fetishize that. And that's what they want to go with. And then the thing is, you could go with what you want to go with, but then you got to shit on the Black woman on top of that. And we spoke about that before, and that's the shit that gets me. Don't shit on the Black woman. Don't correlate Black women to struggle, because you got a lot of Black women. Angelise is one of them, college grad. You got a lot of Black women out here doing their motherfucking thing, so don't experience. And that's the part that pisses me off, because it's like, don't generalize. That's not fair. You don't want to be generalized. Don't generalize all these Black women, because there's a lot of Black excellence up in this motherfucker. So that's just based on him. And I know I'm running out of time, so yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Nah, see, I gave you so much. I was like, no, because she's really preaching tonight. So I was like, let me just extend the time. I don't think it was going to hurt that much. I definitely do 100% agree with you. That's why I was kind of confused with this, because I didn't know what aim to take on it. Because I want us to start calling Black women exotic. I want us to start putting Black women on the pedestal of, you know, that they're Black queens, they're great. You know what I'm saying? You want a Black woman, they're gonna support you and stand behind you 100%. I've always that's why I was just like, exotic to me doesn't equal anything outside of Black. You know what I'm saying? When you say exotic, I think of all shit. So for him to talk about the angry Black woman, Black women have a reason to be upset. Look at this. For example, what you just said, angry Black women, you just targeted, you generalized. You know what I'm saying? And Black women are, it's like society is trying to make Black women be non-popular. And that's what I don't understand is why. Especially when majority of Black men all of Black men came from Black women. So I don't understand why, what we lost here? Javon, I know that you had your hand raised. So go ahead.
All right. So first of all, let me just say that, you know, people's preference are people's preference. And there's nothing that you could ever do to change how someone may feel or what someone may like, right? However, when you have a preference for a certain race, or we're going to say exotic, that's fine. However, there is no need for you to say the negative stuff about your own race. You know,
exactly.
You never hear an Asian man talk shit about his Asian woman or Asian women in general. You never hear a Hispanic man or a man from the Latinx community talk ill about their Latinx woman. You never, ever, ever shitload hear a white man talk shit about a white woman, right? It's something that I feel like we get it that you have your preference, and that's fine. However, what you need to do is to, you know, if you wish to express your preference, you can do so without being disrespectful, without disrespecting the women who, if you get shot by a cop tomorrow morning, the women who will be out there protesting and making sure that you get the justice that you deserve, that you need, that you're supposed to get. Like, these are the women who stand up and they have your back. Now, you may not like dark skin, you may not, but that does not mean that you are supposed to shit on them. So for me personally, I feel that everybody has their preference, but it's okay to have your preference and not shit on your own. That's all.
Right.
Yeah, he already hit the time slot. Go ahead, Adeline. I know you was busting
Well
out your
said.
seat.
Well said. Well said.
I was literally busting out my seat because I to piggyback off what Carlita and Mr. Black said. You like exotic, like before anything, a couple weeks ago on the mesh, I stated this. I don't have any issue with a black man dating outside their race, but don't your race.
Right.
So when 50 Cent and Lil Wayne had their little interview, and Lil Wayne ain't innocent either because he like his little exotic women too. The thing is, 50 Cent, it's not our fault your mother left you. It's not our fault that you had a bad baby mama. It's not our fault that Vivica Fox wants to be a cougar and fuck up with your little lifestyle going on. It ain't our fault. You chose to pick the women that you were involved with. Don't blame those two women and put it out like all black women are bad. If you want to, there's like you said, there's so many exotic black women out here, black magic out here that we're doing so many good things. But the fact that you know, pinpoint who you want to date because, oh, well, I dated black women. Okay, you dated two black women. They fucked you over. Cool. But don't blame us for that shit. Don't blame us for that shit. You chose to. And the thing is, don't get me wrong. He didn't. He does. Oh, sorry. The thing is, with 50 Cent, it's like, yo, I'm not bothered with him. He's always gonna say stupid shit. But remember, your mother left you, but your mother was also black. Your grandmother's black. She raised you. Get your shit together, bro. Get your shit together. We're angry because of shit like this you say. That's why we're angry.
You targeted. Junior, how do you feel about this?
Wow. Add on to what they were saying. Like, you can have your specific choice, do what you feel, but then like when you pinpoint a specific reason why, because you're nitpicking, but yeah, keep your personal business to self. Technically speaking, like she said, we really don't even care. And to be honest with you, you make a couple of albums, you make the music tunes be like, at the moment you had your time at peace, you make your millions with your stocks and bonds from power.
Junior. Okay. So
what happened?
I don't know. I think he froze.
I think it's the rain.
Because I was freezing too, so I thought it was me. That's why I looked up, and then I saw y'all was moving. I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So go ahead. I'm gonna give you back your 2 minutes again. So you go ahead, and because you froze for.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say basically, to each his own with their preference. We have no problem who he dates. That is, in a way, I really don't care. You just make the good music that we can bop and listen to. You got some tunes that, G Unit, from the album Beg for Mercy. But yeah, I said everything else, keep it. That's your personal business. We really shouldn't care.
Absolutely, we shouldn't care. And also, I feel like as we shouldn't care, you shouldn't say certain things. If you want to date a white woman, but don't sit over and be like, well, black women are too aggressive or they're too. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to be with, just go ahead and be with it. I don't think that anybody really cares about who you date. It's just what you say. You know what I'm saying? Because you did come from a black woman. Your mama came from a black woman. Your daddy came from a black woman. Like, oh yeah, all your family members came from black women. So I don't know why you would fix your mouth to sit over here and say something negative about black women. And then that's when it goes off the handles. I just feel like some men are just not strong enough to handle a black woman. And I'll continue to say that to the day I die. That's just on period.
And I just want to quickly piggyback off of that. Something that I've noticed is that whenever we have men who are like so masculine, they're just like, yeah, like we are men and we're. Whenever we do not have control over certain things, or we cannot control certain things or certain people, we don't like them. With black women, they speak their mind. We're black people and we speak our minds. We talk it, as opposed to those exotic women or exotic people. It's more like, okay, you got money, you got this. Okay, you can. I'll do what you want me to do. With black people, black niggas, black women, it's a fuck about what you got. I'm still gonna tell you that your shit stink, and
Right.
that's all.
That's
And that's the problem as to why a lot of people will say, "Oh yeah, you know what? I won't date a black woman." Why? Why won't you date a black woman? Because she will tell you that your shit stink, nigga.
and then and
Yes.
then on top of that, it's like for me, like these companies that these black people work for, they be telling them about their shit all the time. You need to get your shit,
Yeah.
but you still work for those companies, correct? Oh yeah, because that's the only reason why you work for them, because your bills need to get paid, right? It's some aim. It's just like I don't understand what it is about black women. Like everybody else can sit over here and tell you about your life, but when a black woman does it, it's a problem. I don't get that. We could talk about this all day.
And also,
Yeah.
no, but just to like a little insight. Most black women that have their business, like I was reading an article, black women are really taking the entrepreneurship level to a different standards right now. Like their business are the ones that's booming because they know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I had to say. Like they know how to build business. They know how to get there. Made total sense.
Black women are just so magical. Like honestly, you listen, get you one. Get you, because the white people definitely getting them one. Go get you one. Um, so I want to piggyback and tie into this next topic. This topic gonna be real short because I just had it up to here. Just had it up to here with this man. Mr. Kanye West.
Oh Lord.
You are talking about you about to run for president again. Or you about to continue running for whatever it is, you about to just run for president. And my advice to you, Mr. Kanye, because I want to give him advice, guys. Let me give him advice. my my advice to you, Mr. Kanye West. If you feel like you want to help so much, run a program. If you feel like you want to help, if you just itching to help so much, how about you start locally? Local councilman, how about you start easing your way into politics? How about you start doing something outside? If you got so much time on your hands now, why don't you start doing things like that? Don't run for the president. We don't want you as a president. It has nothing to do with you as a person. It's just like you have no common knowledge of what politics are. You don't know the foreign relations to the president is not a joke. Presidencies is no joke. You are dealing with people's lives here. Okay? So, Mr. Kanye West, please, please, please. The mesh is asking and begging for you to just take the seat on this. Please. Sit out. Just sit out. Just sit out. Anybody else got any sort of views about Mr. Kanye West wanting to run for president? Go ahead, Miss Adam.
I don't have it's he's a different person. He's a different person. And the thing is, he needs help. And when I say he needs a mental health, like help, because it's one thing that music is therapy. You express yourself or whatever, but you need to see a doctor because it's not. I'm not talking about because he wants to become a president. It's because there's different episodes he has that it switches up. So it's like it in order for you to reach that certain level of becoming a president, you need to be in politics 1st.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to have a mind of how you're going to lead this country. Because remind you, you're not only leading the Kardashians, boo. You're leading us. You're leading us. So you might lead us to fire or the water, but you're going to be leading. But we don't want you to lead. So we already executed your contract, boo. No, it's cool. We cool on that. But that's what I had to say.
Yeah, your little following. Those are just music followings. Those aren't politic followings. Go ahead, Javon.
I just want to say that it's very ludicrous that to know that someone who knows nothing about politics is thinking about becoming the president of a country. I think when you're friends with Trump and you see that your friend did something without having prior knowledge or knowing exactly what to do, it's a way to motivate. And I think that's exactly what's happening right here. It's a motivational thing that's going on because let's face it, let's speak the truth. Trump is really a reality star. The country is fucked, right? And Trump is fucking the country without a condom, without lube in the ass. And that's how I feel about it. With Kanye, I feel like what he needs to do is to simply go back to bed, go into his bedroom and go to sleep. That's it.
Yo, your one-liners is just, oh my God, the one-liners. I agree 100%. I mean, Trump, this man, and the thing that gets me mad is that people say, oh, well, the only reason why you guys are saying that is because you don't like Trump. I don't care for this man. I don't know him. He's not paying a bill of mine. I really don't care for him. But he's leading the country. You get what I'm saying? And he's not even leading the country, and he's not even a leader. His own people is telling him that he's not a leader. He has no background in politics. He has no common knowledge, which is why we're going the direction that we're going. We don't want no more. We don't want no more celebrities coming in talking about some, can I please be president? No, we don't want you. We don't want no more. I thought
we don't want two dummies running America.
I swear to God, I thought that they said that you had to be in politics for at least a couple of years before your ass could even think about president. I could have sworn that was a rule, but it turns out it probably isn't shit, because now anybody could be a president. But it's just, no, we don't want no more. Please, no, stop. Put your hand down. You know how like, teacher in the classroom, who wants to read next? Don't read. Put your hand down. The hell wrong with you?
It makes no sense.
Oh. All right, so I told you it's going to be a short topic, that one. So let's get into this next one. I think this next one's a good one. So this next one is called college success versus entrepreneur success. So I know I've seen a lot of people take the entrepreneur route, and they kind of bash college education or college success. And then I do see some college people that do go to college that kind of bash the entrepreneur aspect of, you wanting to have your own business. So I kind of want to dissect the two real quick, and then kind of just mix breed on why does somebody's pathline even matter what they want to do. You can't force somebody to be something that they don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? So Adeline, we're going to start with you. There we go. Go ahead.
Okay. So when it comes to, I am a college graduate. When it comes to college success and entrepreneur success, it's still success. It doesn't matter what path you went, it's still success. But what I don't like is lazy people that claim, too much, 4 years of wasting time, and you could just build your business or whatever. In college, you aim to get a degree. You aim to, do the work, the essays, the tests, and then at the end, you get your degree, and then you work for it. But people that say, oh, college it doesn't work for them, it's not for them, I feel like you're being lazy. And it's like, college is not easy. True trust and believe it's not easy. But once it doesn't matter if you went for 2, 4, 6, 8, it doesn't matter how many years you went for. It still teaches you about life and what you need to pursue. Mm-hmm. Like, it's so many classes that I never thought that they would have taught me something that I just sat in the class and be like, yo, what I read just, really stuck to me. It's all about your intake. It's all about how you are as a person. Mm-hmm. Because success is not easy. It doesn't matter what route you take. It's not easy. You have to prepare for it. You have to grow in it. In college, what college taught me, people always say college is a 9-to-5 type of business. It teaches you how to work a 9-to-5. It does not teach you how to work a 9-to-5. It teaches you to be prepared for what's out there. Mm-hmm. And the thing is, with college, people be like, oh, college was never for me. I could never do the essays. It's not just about essays. It's about discipline. If you have something that's due tomorrow, in your mind, you have to do it because you're going to fail. Same thing like running a business. You got to set out these packages or else you won't have no money. It's all about discipline. So when lazy people say, oh, the reason why I didn't go to college because, so-and-so, this and that, the third, it's like, yo, you just don't have any self-discipline. You're just lazy and you just thought, I'm not going to pay tuition just to sit in a class and just, write an essay. No, do your shit.
The thing also too is that I feel like honestly entrepreneurship and college does go hand in hand. It's like what you said that it does. And I'm gonna let you go next. Just let me say this real quick. Those two go hand in hand. It does build those life skills of, you know, okay, I know I got to set something up. I know I got to set a schedule. You kind of, and listen, depending on which classes you do take, you do learn financially how to set up something financially. You know about accounting and things like that. Like, you do learn these different life skills that can help you in a business. It really depends on how you take it. You know, if you go to college, what is your experience like? Because honestly, college really taught me so much. It taught me a lot that, hey, if I did go into business and I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I can do it. I know that now I do have the skills to do it if I really wanted to, just me based off of going. You know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of entrepreneurs have the skill set up to be an entrepreneur. They just want to do one because they don't want to work a quote unquote 9 to 5. When in college, you're not even gonna work that. There's so many different things. You go ahead, Javon. Go ahead, Javon.
Okay, so what I wanted to say was that, Miss Adeline, I do agree with you to some extent. However, for me, my perspective is this: everyone learns differently. Um, there are no two people who learn the same. If you know what works for you, then sure, go right ahead and do it. If you know that, hey, you know, college isn't really for me because I'm not the type to focus and so on and so forth, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're lazy. It's just that it's not for you. It's just like um being in be you know, when they converted to remote learning, that's not something that's for everyone. I'm the kind of person that's definitely not for. Let me tell you that right now. I'm the person who I have to be in your presence because if I have questions, I want to be able to ask them as soon as I think of it and not have to send an email and wait for you to respond if you do respond, right? That's how I feel about that. But I do agree with you, Juan, that they do go hand in hand. Um, and I feel like it's really what you're passionate about, and where your passion really lies. If it lies in you being an entrepreneur, then that's what it is. If it lies in you going to school and learning the skill and the tactics and the trade and, you know, all those good things that we learn in school, then that's what it is for you. But I don't think either one needs to bash anyone, because success is success at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how you get there. It doesn't matter anything. Success is success. And
I
that's my
just
2 minutes.
I just want to add I just want to add something. I'm not saying that I'm just saying people that never went to college are lazy. Like, they just have like that little perception in their mind, like, oh, college is not for me. How do you know if you never tried it? Like, you might think like, oh yeah, certain situations, like, yeah, I try, I'm not really into like that, doing those essays and those textbooks, but you don't know something until you try it. Because people really knock down college like it's a waste of time, it's a waste of money. And it's like, and the thing is, it's like, when you knock it down, you have to be in the predicament to understand. Because at first, I know a lot of people be like, oh, not college is not for me, college is not for me. But then again, they're not entrepreneurs. But when they're trying to find a job, and then that job requires you to get your bachelor's and your master's, that's when you're like, damn, I gotta go get a job. I gotta go back to school. It shouldn't have to be for you to find a job for you to go back to school. You should already want it, because even if you don't want to build a business and you just like want to live, what's on that piece of paper counts. That degree counts. Because there's a lot of people that I know that didn't finish school, and then now they're struggling now because they don't have a good job, and they're really like you know, scrapping for money. I'm like, well, your ass should have went to college, even if it was 2 years or whatever the case may be. Because no, I know a lot of people that's really struggling because they don't meet the requirements that's on that paper. I'm like, you struggling because you made that decision for not going to college. I'm not saying, like you said, college is not for everyone, but you should know, if it's not for you, what's your plan? What's your game plan, so you won't be struggling out here?
Exactly.
There you go.
There we go. I cold-heartedly agree. Cold-heartedly agree. I I feel like what a lot of people do is that they follow a trend. So you know how college had this big trend. Oh yeah, I'm not going to college because it's this, it's a scam, oh it's too much money, or da 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 da. And it's kind of like, well, you didn't even try. How do you even know if it's a scam? Because honestly, it's really not. Especially for, you know, we need the doctors and lawyers and things like that. It's not no scam. It really does teach you life lessons, and you can make connections as well. Listen, Javon, you could have a business that you're starting up. You're taking a couple of business courses. You have this business. It's doing pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? You're an entrepreneur. I come into class. I meet you. We boom. We just network. Hey, my name's Jovan Black. I'm selling such and such. You get what I'm saying? So it's a sense of networking as well. It's not only one-sided in education of a 9 to 5. It's you can network. Are you kidding me? Especially for me, I went to college for theater. All those professors know somebody that's out here doing something. I have never seen so many wardrobe and all of these different types of people just come in like, yeah, da, da, da. Networking. You can network your ass off. That's to me, I feel like it's the how you use the experience. That's what I feel like college is. If you're not gonna use it for the for the experience of what it is, then you just kind of wasted your time.
Can I also ask that didn't go to college, right? That didn't go to college, that's starting a business, are hiring people that went to college to clean up their mess, like accountants and all that stuff. You didn't want to go to college, but now you hiring somebody that went to college to clean up your fucking shit.
Something for you that you could have learned yourself. Lisa and Junior, do you guys have something to say before I ask this question? Okay.
You want to go first, Lisa? Yeah, go ahead. Ladies first.
Yeah, I think that first of all, I agree with Jovan. Like, the first thing I'm thinking is nobody should be bashing nobody. Like, it is what it is. Yep, that and everything. Like, what you choose to do and what works for you works for you. Everybody has their own path. Everybody's, you know what I'm saying, responsible for their choices. When it comes to the argument of people saying whether or not college is for them, whether or not they're lazy about it, Annalise already cleared that up. But if you're doing entrepreneurship, obviously you ain't lazy, right? You gotta bust your ass for that too. You still gotta do the work for that too. But some people, like, if I done been through fucking junior high school, I'm tired of school. No more school for me. I'm good. I don't even want to look at college. I just want to work, jump in the workforce, save money, invest, start my business, or maybe not. Maybe they just want to jump in the workforce and be in the workforce until they retire. Whatever that may be. But you got a lot of college students too who get degrees and then be falling flat on their ass too. And you got a lot of them who got degrees and don't know what to do next. You know what I'm saying? And more than likely, if it's a situation like that, probably you didn't take advantage of school when you was in there, because goodness knows there's so many organizations to join and there's so many clubs and there's so many resources. So if you falling flat on your ass, maybe you didn't use the resources while you was in school. But I feel like the argument of the education route versus entrepreneur route shouldn't even be a versus. It is what it is. You either go to school and you flourish and you have that degree, which does help in a lot of things. If you want to be a fucking attorney, you need a degree. If you want to be a doctor in anything, you need a degree. If you want to be a psychologist, you need a degree. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need a degree to do that. I don't know any teachers that don't have a degree. So if you want to do that, I believe you need a degree. Like, you know what I'm saying? So certain things you need a degree for. So yeah, go to school, do that. Then you got certain people who don't need to go to school and they'll make their shit pop as an entrepreneur. So I don't think there's anything wrong with either or, either lane. I don't think it should be a versus at all. That's just how I feel.
Okay, so Junior, we're all back? Yes. Okay, so Junior, I know that you was about to comment on the whole college success versus entrepreneur.
Yeah, now of course, young, as much as it's an aspiration and a dream, as much as it was told to be, I had nothing against it. Yes, it was one of my things to do. After college, after high school, probably life happened. I'm glad to still have the mental ability still active, and I basically just went in a route. I wasn't gonna take no for an answer, and I'm actually utilizing vocational schools, things like that, workforce ones, and may not be financially happy or successful, but I'm mentally and psychologically healthy and happy. Making the best of what I had, making lemonade from lemons. I'm enjoying myself. Of course, I wouldn't mind what the adventures would be after college. Of course, it's mental training, sacrifice, but I could really weigh in, like Carlita said. I don't really see the purpose of a ratio. Just make the best of what you have. Do the best that you can. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, but just be smart with it. And enjoy what you have. That's the best way I can say it. But I feel I'm a success as enough as it is, stress-free, drama-free. I'm able to associate with y'all and give myself a successful mind state with the mesh.
30 more seconds.
Cut me off now, but yeah, I'm giving my input. But much success to everybody. It shouldn't really matter.
Period. It wasn't me though that was about to cut you off. It was the timer.
And one thing I want to just like say before we get off this topic is that like I work with a lot of high school students, and one thing that I push is that once you transition from high school and leaving high school and transitioning to the real world, understand it's like tomorrow's not granted. So students to this day are still confused on what they want to become, what they want to do. Do they want to take the college route? Do they want to do the workforce? All I push to my students is that if you are not starting your own business and you just want to start in the workforce, please go to college, because they're not gonna, like, if you really want to make good money out here and you're not thinking about becoming an entrepreneur, go to college, because that's what they're looking for. They're not even looking for bachelors anymore. They're looking for masters.
Yeah.
They're looking for PhDs. So it's like, if you want to make, over 100K or, good amount of money to live in New York or to live in college, because it's expensive out here.
Sure, the hell is. Before you go, Javon, I always encourage everybody who lives in New York City, high key, like, no funny. Best bet, move out of New York. I always say, like, if you are going to, after high school, if you're looking, for your new life, always look for out of New York City or out of the city that you're in, because 9 times out of the 10, that other city may have something that your city could never provide. So, here's so much competition, so much, so many people, the job market is off the chain. Somewhere down south, they're always looking. Jovan, you got something to say? And then this is the last person.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly add that, for me personally, I do think that having that piece of paper in your back pocket, it's very important. It could be the cushion that for any fall that you may fall. I do believe that education is something that's very important, because without it, there's nothing that you could possibly do. And okay, you have an entrepreneur and you have a college grad, right? What I learned in school, the college grad, you as an entrepreneur, you won't know everything that you're supposed to know. So it's like, if you fail, you will have to start back from scratch from where you were from stage 1, instead of having that piece of paper. Let me drop my ass on this cushion right quick, and it will break the fall and help me to go back to where I was. I feel like education is important. I mean, hey, you go out, you do your thing, you don't go to school, you do your thing, you're successful. That's great. I am not at all knocking that. Oh, no, we're not doing that. Not on this avenue. But it's also, I think it's very important that just a backup plan. That's all.
That's it. This question that I want to ask really does correlate within the topic of college success versus entrepreneur success. I honestly, for me, I'm gonna ask the question, what is success? And then I'm about to answer it myself. So, what is success? For myself, I feel like success is when your mind, your health, you're financially all stable. You're good in all of those departments. You can wake up in the morning and say, you know what? I can't wait to start the day. I can't wait to do whatever I'm doing, whether if it's you've got a shoe company, or if you are an accountant at a banking agent, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you're successful. Everybody's definition of success is so different. Nowadays, what I notice is that a lot of people feel like they're successful because they gotta have a lot of money, live in these nice houses and all these different things. And it's like, no, but you're still unhappy. You're still missing something. So to me, you're not successful. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, honestly, success is mind, body, health, bank. If anybody else wants to add on to a definition. Lee?
Yes, I agree with you. Success is basically waking up happy, knowing that everything that you want, you have, knowing that you don't have to second guess yourself or, doubt yourself about, oh, what if I did this? The plans are laid out on the table and you're fine with what you have. But success for me is, people say that money is not important, but I feel like it is, because certain things without money you can't do. It doesn't bring you happiness. It doesn't bring you happiness, but it still gives you food on your plate, clothes on your back, a roof over your head.
Yep.
And it's like, when you don't have money, it's like you're not even on the map. You know what I mean? You don't even exist. Like, for the thing is like, we wake up every day, but where are we waking up to? Do we have a home? Do we have food? Do we have shoes? We need money to survive. People say, oh, it's not important. It's not the first thing. After God, my mother always say, after God is money. It's not even love. Love, like, the thing is, like I said, love, of course, you always have to have that genuine one-on-one, but you need money. You need money, because I ain't gonna be with a broke nigga. A nigga ain't gonna be with a broke woman. We need, like, if I want to go out and I only got $3 in my account, where am I going? I can't even catch a cab. Go ahead.
Baby, what you mean $50? Come here, give me $50 and I'll show you exactly what to do with
No, I said $3. $3.
Oh, $3. Oh, bring it come.
Yeah, honestly, high keto with $3, I done made magic with $3. To be honest.
No, but I'm saying.
No, I know what you mean. But I wanted to, because the reason why I was saying that is because I wanted to just kind of like slightly disagree with you just a tiny bit. Like, I agree with you. Yeah, you may say, God is definitely first, and then the next thing to me would not be money. I mean, there's been plenty of times where I have never been worried about money. I have never been worried about a check, a dollar, any of those things in my life. Those things will always come to me. I know that money is going to always come to me. It's never a thing that I have to worry about or be on some, you know what, damn. The thing that I could wake up in the morning, I could wake up and be happy. Shit, bitch. If I got $1 in my bank account, I'm still gonna go out.
But that's you.
I know it's just me, but this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that this is what people don't worry about, but I'm saying for me, like, I found a genuine love, like, to wake up every day in the morning. Like, there's some people that's so depressed and all these different things, and I could just think, God, whoever, that I don't feel this way. You know what I'm saying? I have a genuine love to wake up in the morning.
Right.
Get things done. You know what I'm saying? Whether if I have $1 in my bank account, whether if I got $2 million in my bank account, whatever the case may be, money to me is not something, because I could walk. As long as I got 2 legs, I'm gonna walk to the avenue.
The thing is, right? Just to, like, sorry to cut you off. The thing is, right? A lot of people, of course, a lot of people say money is not everything. Of course, it's not everything. You can wake up in the morning and be happy. But for the people that don't have money, the people that are struggling, and the people that don't have a cushion or a support background, and they'll buy themselves, yes, you could pray about it, but if you don't have nothing, you cannot do nothing. You cannot, for real, you don't got nothing. Because it's like, you could be happy. I'm not gonna be happy if I don't got no zero. If I have
but the thing is, okay. So I just want to throw this out to you. I know that, like, we all can't really talk about this experience. I'm just throwing this out there to just throw it out there. So, like, you know how people are very less fortunate. Like, there's some people who really genuinely don't have, like, a dime to their name.
Right.
They wake up every day and they still live life. They still try to figure out a way how to live life. They still wake up. You get what I'm saying? So they don't have a coin.
Adeline is a fool.
They don't have a coin in their
If you don't have money, you don't have money. Like,
let me chime in and add.
Let me just finish asking this question. Like, right, ready? No, but there are people who don't have a coin to their pocket, but yet are still able to wake up every day and still live every day, like, as if it's their last. That's what I'm trying to get, like.
Because it is their last. They don't got nothing. Like,
but they still wake up. Like, they still, but the thing is that.
Remember, everybody 2 minutes, right?
Shut up.
Now, to answer the question that you brought up, what is success? That was the question before we go off topic. Right. I believe it's a state of mind. And like I said, I'm gonna disagree with Adeline. I'm gonna say that because my upbringing, for example, when I was in transitional housing, when I was living in a shelter, yes, it's not my roof over my head, but I was so happy because I have another chance to relive and make today better than yesterday, and tomorrow make better than today. So me, now I'm a success because whether I was in a shelter job, I still had a late pass. I was still able to do certain things. Yes, of course. I mean, you can swing your arms all you want, but
no, I'm saying, but look what you just said. You said you had a job, you had an income coming in.
But what I'm saying is, not everything was there. People wait till they have all the pieces like Captain Planet. No, take advantage of the small things you have now.
But and the thing is, take advantage of the small things you have now, but incorporate it into making it bigger.
When you lose
don't stay small.
When you lose it, you choose it. When you lose
and
it,
then when you lose it, you have no money and you are done. You don't have anything.
But the thing. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay,
it's a state of mind.
No, what I'm saying
guys. I almost muted some mics. Oh, but all right, we're gonna let Letha go, and then we're gonna come back and readdress it. Go ahead, Letha, because she didn't get her time.
Sorry, I apologize.
No, yeah, I just agree with the idea that success is whatever it means to whoever that is. Like success could mean retiring from sanitation. Success could mean becoming a housewife and a full-time mom. Success could mean being a CEO of a business or owning something, blah, blah, blah. That could be success, right? So that's success. That's the answer to the question, right? That's my answer to that. But in the extended conversation of money, I feel like the argument of does money make you happy? I mean, yes and no. You got some people who don't need it. But in terms of, yeah, it does, is because it's like, I wholeheartedly agree that you need their income, son. Especially if you got a family. I'm speaking from somebody who got a whole entire fucking village up in here. You know what I'm saying? Animals, thankfully, a man. Like, I got animals. Like, I got 2 kids. I got a man, thankfully, that holds the crib down with me. You know what I'm saying? But before that, I was by myself. So what happened? I need that. And sometimes you have an income where you're able to survive, but it's not enough to survive. It's not enough to just be existing out of this bitch. You gotta live. You gotta be able to live. And so if whatever that means to you, you may or may not need the bread. You know what I'm saying? To some people, being able to live is just going outside to the fucking green grass with their feet in the grass, sitting out by the water. And then to some people, being able to live is like going out and traveling. So whatever that means to you, make that shit work for you, and that is success. But bread, bro. Period.
Period. Because let me tell you,
you ain't funny, son.
The reason why I said what I said was because money, the actual physical dollar, that money can be striped away. So money don't mean nothing, because that could be another thing of currency that we gonna need in order to pay something or trade in. In the beginning, they was trading what, like food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you was trading, you still have to have something to trade. You can't trade with nothing.
Okay, well, Adeline, I mean,
you need something to trade, because at the end of the day, what you gonna trade? Air? Or I'm gonna give you this air.
Okay, but what I'm trying
but it wasn't a physical dollar. That's what he's saying.
So what I'm saying is that people, they don't have these things, but yet they can wake up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like using this example, but the homeless people out on the street, like, they really be waking up and, you know what I'm saying, going about their day as if they work a 9 to 5.
But they be begging. They
Not only that. Give you a little scenario, right? That's a made up scenario. Joanne, I'm a piggyback of what you said, right? A person that doesn't have anything to bank wakes up happy or whatever. Say on this hot, beautiful day, 90-degree weather, you have no money. You said you have your legs to walk. You can do whatever you can do, whatever. It's a 90-degree weather outside. You walking, but you hot as shit. You got no money in your account, no nothing. In your mind, you're hoping like, damn, I hope somebody can give me a ride. I can't walk to where I want to go, or whatever the case may be. Damn, I wish I had $7 for a cab. Damn, it's so fucking hot. Damn, the water. Damn, like, it's the thing is, like, you have to understand when I'm making up I'm trying to get to the point. When I'm making the scenario, it's like a person that say, oh, they wake up happy every day because, you know, even though they don't have enough in their account, don't think that they don't think about having money. They do. They might not express it to you, but they do. Okay? Go ahead.
Okay, so because I feel like you think that I'm saying that money's not important. What I'm saying is that that's not on my top 5 tier of life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's on my second top.
So then, like, for me, if I have $1, I know that city bike, 30 minutes for 15 cents. I could put my dollar in there, ride that bitch there, ride the bitch back home. This is what I'm just saying. So I'm gonna always figure out a
But
way.
you got $1 though.
But the thing is, but this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna always figure out a way because like money is not something that just comes on my mind. Like as in like I need it to live. Like you know how some people like they will backstab their friend in order to like get the money. I'm not one of those people. Like I could literally wake up tomorrow, eat some air, have some ice cubes for dinner, and go to sleep happy. I mean, I can do that.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Pause on that.
I'm not saying I do that, but
I know. But the thing is, what I'm trying to explain to you is like, okay, what Juna said earlier, right? Juna was like, damn, you made me forget my train of thought.
I got what you know. I got what you were saying.
Saying that is like, no, what Juna was saying was like, okay, like it depends on your upbringing, right? If you start small, don't stay small.
Right.
If you know that damn well you don't have that much things to survive, in your mind, everything is possible. You just like the thing is, if you want to do bigger things, find a job. And if you have that goal in your mind, like a goal set for yourself, extend it. Don't stay in one place. Don't get comfortable. Don't stay in that one job. Like, okay, I got it. I'm good. No, extend that. Keep moving. Because once you keep moving, that's when your mindset starts to build. And that's what I learned in college.
Oh, okay, wait. All right. Wait, hold on. No, I agree with you 100%. I wasn't saying that I don't agree with you. I was just saying that money is not on my top 5 tiers of living. But Javon is gonna be the last person to talk, and then we about to just end this. Oh
my God.
Javon, go ahead.
Okay, so first of all,
You being real light skinned, man.
What?
So I think when you look at could you shut up? You're cutting into my time. Calm down. Thank you. So when you talk about success, I feel like success is something that comes in different ways for different people. Success isn't the same experience or experiences for everyone. I think if you are in a position where you are happy, where you don't feel like you are in need of anything, if you are, and when I say happy, I mean genuinely like, hey, I'm just at peace. I'm very like all my chakras are in line. Like it, then that's success. If you're living comfortably, if you know, you may not have $10 billion in your bank account, but you may have $50. Depending on who you are and what you believe in, that $50 will feel like $50 million, but who are on the other side who, hey, I have to have that $50 million.
Ooh.
So anyway, there are people who it may not work for them, but it may work for them. For me personally, I can say that I'm successful. I'm good. Like I may not have $50 million, but hey, I have my own space. I have everything for myself. I have everything to make me feel comfortable. For somebody like a Nicki Minaj or, $1 million in their bank account, living like me, they couldn't do it. Like me, I would be poor. Not saying that I'm rich because I'm poor as a motherfucker. But I'm saying that for them, they could not live like me because they're not used to it. They have bigger problems. The more money you have, the more problems you have, the more expenses you have, and so on and so forth. That's all. Long and short of what I'm saying, for everyone's success looks different.
Okay, see, there we go. Okay, so I did this little social project just now because I wanted us to get into it, me and Adeline, so that way we can look like what people do nowadays when they define their definitions of success. Hers definition is different from mine, but look at that. We both successful at the end of the day. So anyway, you already know who it is. It's Juwan YT, Juwan that Nigerian Prince / King. And to the left of me, I have Miss Lita.
Hey, Bonita Applebum.
And underneath her, we have Mr. Jovan Black.
Hey, so guys, make sure that y'all come through to check out my performance. And seeing that we're on this topic of, Black Lives Matter and so on and so forth, and what we're facing in today's society. Let's be sure to make sure you come in. The performance that I have next week, Friday, the 17th at 7 p.m. It will be on Facebook Live for Brought Up Production, as well as YouTube. And it is also Brought Up Production. And basically, I'll be talking about everything that's happening now and giving my own 2 cents. It's a show that was written by myself. It was written and performed by me. You check that out.
All right, and then,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? We're going to come in. And then to the left, we have Miss Eileen.
Bye, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Continue to be safe and, stay blessed.
And
It's the best.
Wait.
We ain't finished Junior.
And
What are you
then we
doing?
ease our way over here. We have Mr. Junior.
Hey, Junior, new work from New York. Thank y'all to the mesh.
And
we are the mesh.
Oh my God.